Good morning, everyone. This is Luciana Turner of the LT&A Consulting Group. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is Luciana Turner of the LT&A Consulting Group, bringing you another installment of Contracting Chatter. You know how we do. As you enter the room, say good morning. I'm going to start this morning out really quickly because I actually have a doctor's appointment and I didn't turn off all the notifications. So I'm just a winging and blinking over here. But that's okay. So, for those of you who know me, contracting chatter is nothing new. But for those of you who are new to me, this is just the return of chatter. Chatter is your daily dose of legislative and business information for government contractors and business. I am live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and you can catch all of the replays on my YouTube channel, which is the LT&A Consulting Group. So I won't be labor the point. I like to get on the information and get off of it really quick. You can submit questions to me via direct message or via email at contact@ltaconsultinggroup.com and the subject line contracting chatter topics. I take questions and that if I need to research, I'll research. And if not, I can just answer on the air if you post your questions in the chat. Some questions I do like to do a little research with, some I can just answer on the fly. But I do want to throw this out there for those of you who are certified DBE, EDBE, women owned businesses. This is the recertification season. And a lot of the states are issuing warnings. There's a phishing scam going on where there are phishing emails going out requesting, saying there's a new site or a new methodology for you to submit your recertification documentation. And they're directing you to a new link for you to upload your information. So if you're a company redoing your certification, go to the state website, verify where you're supposed to submit your documentation. And I'll tell you why these phishing scams are coming out. Companies are cloning companies now, and they're using these clone companies to commit fraud. There's actually a whole new industry, and I'm using the term very tightly, a whole new industry where companies are cloning other companies and stealing their clients. And it's affecting small businesses disproportionately. You know, your Lockheeds, your General Dynamics, your Coca-Colas have the big dollars to fight these clones. So they don't even waste time with them. Smaller companies don't have the dollars or don't invest in the infrastructure so that other companies that are doing this can fight them easily. So you've invested the time, sweat, and tears to build up your company for somebody else to just clone you and steal your clients, or they clone you, hack into your bank accounts, commit fraud in your name. So if you're in that season, safeguard your information, not even verify, go to your state's website and upload your documentation properly. You can even verify that it's a phishing email if you go to the header and the check where the email is actually coming from. Um, they're not really good with cloning. Clones aren't very good with cloning. And you can actually check and see where they're coming from. On another note, and in that same vein, you want to now, the tax debt filing deadline was yesterday. And as all good government contractors know, you need to file your taxes, personal taxes and business taxes, yearly. Now, somebody on this platform is saying why. Government contractors must file their taxes on a yearly basis, and this is subject to audit. When you are audited, your business taxes are subject to being pulled and verified that it's audited. And nobody wants to mess with the IRS anyway. But as a part of every audit, your business taxes are always requested as a part of your compliance verification, especially if you're looking to do business with DOD or I know SEC verifies that you're filing your business taxes. So, as a good point of reference, you always want to ensure that your business taxes are filed yearly. So, make sure you have a business tax consultant and your taxes are your tax burden is a part of your rate development. So, you want to ensure that your taxes are accurate or reflect accurately, they're paid accurately, reflect accurately within your system, so they're reflected accurately in your rates. So all of this ties back into knowing your numbers, that your numbers being accurate, so that you can properly calculate your bid rates. Hello. So that you're competitive when you go after contracts. Hope that makes sense. I didn't do a lot of research this morning because, as I said, I have a doctor's appointment, so I won't be on long. But I didn't want to not show. I always want to show up in integrity. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the feed, DM me, or email them to me. But I did have another topic other than the phishing scam that is out. We are in the third quarter of the government fiscal year. You will begin to see a whole lot of jargon around low-hanging fruit. In government speak, that it means everybody has to spend what's left of their budget. If you have not been doing the work all year, this is a hard season for you. If you have been doing the work all year, this should be a busy season for you. And let me qualify this. This is like government contracting 2.0. This is not 1.0, this is 2.0. Low-hanging fruit is essentially every government agency have obligated dollars that they must spend, otherwise they'll lose it. And nobody wants to lose their money because otherwise their budget gets cut the next year. To that end, they will spend money with contracting companies they know. It's just that simple. At this point in the year, they do not really have time to do extensive vetting. So if they have a relationship with you, they're familiar with your work and you do good work, note the caveats I'm putting on here. They know your work, you do good work. It's easier to get sole sources during this time of season. I'm putting caveats on here. So do not go out here and say, Luciana said you can get sole sources. That's not what I'm saying. It's easier to get them because you have taken the time to sow seeds of good work because you have put in the work, you put in the effort, you've shown that you can perform the work, you have a solid system, you have a solid team. So during low hanging fruit season, you can go in there, hit the ground running. But you have to have a strategy, you have to have a plan, you have to have certain metrics in place. Low hanging fruit season, even though I am somebody who is a jump off the cliff person, low hanging fruit season is harder for new contractors because you don't have the past performance to make contracting company make contractual I got distracted, to make the procurement agents warm and fuzzy. So it's harder for new contractors. But for established contractors, low hanging fruit season should be a busy season. This should be a season that you come in here and you're hitting the ground running. You have a game plan that you can execute. How do you do that? Because you have an established strategic plan, and that strategic plan includes a rapid fire late Q3, early Q4, go for it for low hanging fruit season. But you're going to see a lot of low hanging fruit season talk. Now, what new contractors can do in this time is talk to procurement agents, because this is where a lot of time where incumbents get lazy. And procurement officers can talk to you about what they don't like and do like. Everybody wants to hear themselves and be seen. And a lot of times people are so busy selling how great they are, they're not listening to what their clients really want. So use this season as a pitch and marketing season for how great you are, so that when the new government year starts, you've already made an impression on the procurement officers. They already see you as being ahead of being ahead of everybody else because because you took the time. I'm sorry. You took the time to reach out and do what others didn't. And that is to see what their true needs are. Now, that is some of the talk that we're going to be doing in the Contractors Intensive in October, that advanced strategy and what that looks like. Some agencies are a lot more friendlier to small businesses than others. And with the upheaval in procurement officers, some retiring out, being replaced, there's agencies that used to be friendly to small businesses that are no longer friendlier to small business. Not that you can't get contracts with them. It's just harder. I actually sat through a briefing with one agency that used to be small business friendly, that is no longer small business friendly, and they said something that, quite frankly, I believe is a violation of FAR. I'm gonna have to do a look. If my clients were going for a contract with that agency, I would Yeah, we would have to come up with some super advanced strategy because I believe what they said during that briefing was a violation of forecast and a whole lot of other stuff. We would have a battle plan ready to do a bid protest. And I know going that bid protest route is different now with the change to the rule, but I would actually tell them to put some pennies in your coffer because we will go that route. That's how strong I am about what they said in that briefing. So, with that said, chatter this morning is short. I'm condensing it so I'm not late to my appointment. But that just means we'll be together a little bit longer tomorrow. And I'm going to just wrap this up with this. Government contracting is a lucrative additional stream of revenue to companies who do it right. That means taking the time to construct a plan that you encapsulate within a strategy, a strategic plan. It is not something you should lone ranger. I will say this again. Government contracting isn't something you should lone ranger. You should do it within an ethos of other companies who are also on this journey. You should do it with the help of a consultant such as myself who are learning within the industry. A lot of these people out here, quite frankly, are just doing stuff that somebody said or that they've talked to somebody else and they are being told wrong. It's an ever learning, ever evolving process. And there's more to it than just answering a proposal. That's just the beginning of your journey because you can win the contract and lose the award. And you will hear me say that constantly. You can win the contract and lose the award if you don't step up and take responsibility for the overarching contracting process. And with that said, I'm signing off for the day. I will see you tomorrow morning for another edition of Contracting Chatter. This is Luciana Turner, your host. Have an amazing day. And remember that a stressed mind cannot create. So when you run into that bump in the road, take a step back from whatever it is, decompress, and then come back to it. Because the answer to what it is may not be you, but it may lie within your ethos. And I will see you on tomorrow morning.